So before, first of all, let's cheers. Cheers. Thank you, man.
Cheers to your
Rubbing
brother.
and what's in your glass.
Yes,
Indeed.
sir.
Um, now let's talk about exactly what we're drinking, and I'll let you get into the details on that.
So right now, man, and first of all, let me say, I've been waiting for this call. I've been waiting for my opportunity to get on on the show. So I appreciate this, man. But today with me, I brought my 2020 Chenin Blanc. Everybody get a chance to see my beautiful label right here. It's called Three by Wade. And Melo, as we talked about, man, before we came on here, this is not a grape that everybody is used to, right? So the Chenin Blanc is kind of an industry grape in varietal. It's not something that everybody used to, like a Chenin, like a Sauvignon Blanc or a Pinot, right? And so what we wanted to do is we wanted to bring something that wine enthusiasts really love, and we wanted to bring it to the masses. And that's what we was able to do right here is bring our Chenin Blanc to the masses.
So the what made you want to pick the Chenin Blanc though? Because a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people you have to know the
Yeah.
Chenin Blanc. So what made you want to go into Chenin Blanc? Because I
Man,
never heard you speak on Chenin Blanc before.
Mel, you are my friend, and you know I'm different.
I
You
know
know I
that, but
don't
I
take
never.
that
But
same path.
this different is very different because a
Yeah,
lot of people, like you said, you have to know this grape, right? You
yeah,
have to understand what comes along with this. Your taste profile have to be different in order to like a Chenin Blanc. So
yes.
explain to the people why exactly you wanted to tap into the Chenin Blanc.
Well, first of all, to understand my wine brand, I want you guys to know that one thing that I understand is teamwork. Whether I'm playing sports or anything in
Right.
business, I work very close with a team. And so when I wanted to enter this industry in 2014, I found who I felt was the best partner for me was the Paul Meyer wine brand. If anybody know anything about Jason Paul Meyer, Wayfair, all these amazing wines, this come from the same family that makes my wines. So I knew I didn't know everything, Mel. When you taught me so much about wine. I didn't even drink wine when we first met.
Right.
And so I needed to partner up with the right group and the right individuals, and I was able to do that, partner up with the Paul Meyer family. So because of that, they've been in the wine business for over 40 years, and when we started to talk about the Wade brand and wanted to differentiate ourselves from other brands, what can we go do? And the Chenin Blanc was a part of that conversation. Was all the things I talked about.
So explain to the people where's it from and where's it from and what does that mean?
So my wines is created in
Yes.
Napa Valley.
Yes.
And a lot of people always ask me, say, D, do you have a tasting room? No, I do not have a tasting room. I'm a very small brand right now. We've been around since 2014. But what we do, because of the relationships of Paul Meyer that we have, we're able to source our grapes from different places in Napa Valley. So a lot of our wine come from Oakville. If anybody know anything about Oakville grapes and that whole place, that's like grade A in Napa Valley. And so we're able to source our grapes from some of the best grape growers in the world.
So and we're gonna get to that. So let's get to like some current events because we know and we got to bring the audience. I want to really bring the audience into Wade Sellers, right? And just the thought process behind that.
Yes.
Why you wanted to create Wade Sellers? Why Paul Meyer out of everybody that you could have worked with?
hmm Well, Mel, it's all about accessibility for our community, right? I didn't grow up knowing anything about wine. It wasn't a part of my community, and especially not in the way that I'm able to access it now. And so I wanted to be a tool and a platform for accessibility for my community, and that's why it goes all the way into my price points. We're trying to put amazing wine in a bottle, and we're not trying to knock you over the head while doing it, right? So my price range reached from $15 in my three by weight all the way up to like 35, and I think we got very good wine, especially at that price point. So I wanted to create a platform to educate our community, also to show that we can continue to go in these industries that may not look like an industry for us and be very successful, and also too just to make it accessible for everyone.
So you said 2014. What I mean, we all know we love wine. We all know how we all got into wine.
Yeah.
Outside of me, right? Because we talk about that all the time. I hear Zoe really got you into the wine as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
How
Yeah.
how did how, how did that happen? And what was your first experience with drinking wine with Zoe? And
Well,
when I say Zoe, people, it's Alonzo Mourning.
yes, you know how our vets are, bro. You know, like we had some different kind of vets back in the day. They were older
You
vets.
can't say no. You can't say no
You
to them.
can't say no. So Zoe kept trying to push wine on me, man. And I was, Mel, you know, when we first met, I was on like Kool-Aid. I'm like, I'm a sugar. I come from the hood. I'm about that sweetness, that sugar. I ain't want no wine. That was like, especially red wine. That was like the most bitter thing I've ever had in my life. But he kept trying, he kept trying. And the first bottle he gave me that I tried was a bottle of Flowers. Anybody know the brand Flowers Wines? It's amazing. It's incredible.
Absolutely.
And at
Absolutely.
the time, I didn't appreciate how amazing it was. But he was the first one to give me a wine, and I said, "Okay, Zoe, all right, what?" And then he started, pulling the glass up, talking about the legs, and trying to tell me how to, do this, and so my vet started me into thinking about something. And then, Lisa, Lisa Joseph, my business manager, her and I would go out to dinners, and she'd say, "Hey, let's have some wine." And I'm like, all right, let's take some Riesling wine because it's sweet. It's closest to the thing I know. So I was just trying to tip my toe in something that one of my vets passed down to me.
So speaking of the flowers, right? Because you would say that was your first introduction to it.
Yeah, that was my first. Yep.
So in order to know flowers, you have to know what you're drinking, right?
Yeah.
You probably had no idea on what you were drinking when you were
No,
drinking the flowers.
absolutely not.
So now knowing what you know now and looking back, would you say that was one of the best bottles that you ever had? That flowers? Out of all the wine you've drank since 2014 to now.
Well, I can't say that like at the time, right? Because I couldn't
Right.
appreciate
I'm
it.
saying now, looking back.
But looking back, first of all, understanding what Zoe was trying to introduce me to, I'm
Exactly.
I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? Like I know like when I see somebody with a bottle of flowers, when I go to a restaurant, you can order flowers out the menu. I know that it's that restaurant, right? Because once again, just like Chenin Blanc, it's not one of those things that everyone know about, and it seems very accessible to everyone. And so
Right.
knowing what I know now, he was trying to put me on game like immediately.
Absolutely.
Like,
Because you really have to know what you're drinking when you drinking flowers.
facts.
What's your favorite wine country?
Man, I love France, man. We just had, I think I posted a picture. We just had about 7 bottles recently. You know what? Of course, I love Burgundy and Bordeaux. I love it. I'm actually going on a trip soon, and I'm so excited to go down there and really, really get into the culture.
Hold up. So are you taking that month trip that we was talking about a couple
Yeah,
weeks
yeah,
ago?
yeah, yeah. It's coming up. It's coming up. Like anniversary coming up. We out before the season start. All that, right? So yeah, I'm about to take my trip, man. But I obviously I love that wine. But just like me, man, you can find amazing wine in every varietal and every place that makes wine. You just got to know how to appreciate that wine for what it is. And I think I'm starting to do that. I love France wine. I love Napa Valley wine. But I'm starting to love, like Gaia is one of my favorite wines from Italy. Like I'm
Cool.
starting to love wines from all over the world now because I'm tasting more.
When you traveling, like when you're on your month vacation that you about to take, how many? I just need to know this. How many Wade Cellars wines are you bringing on that trip? Because that's a long trip and that's a lot of wine.
Good question. And so we're trying to work through the logistics of that. So let's just say I want to have enough to make sure that my trip, I can enjoy some way wine.
Good. We keep that in mind. It's like
Yeah.
shipment. The shipment prices is high. The
Oh
shipment
man, they
prices is high.
skyrocket, man. They skyrocket, especially right now, man, with everything going on in the world. Having to travel, having to be safe everywhere you go, having to be vaccinated, like everything that's going on in the world right now, it's even crazier, and the price is even higher to do something as simple as shipping my wine over to the places we're going.
Right. So being in LA now, right?
Yeah,
You LA full time, right?
I'm LA full time. Yep, right
So
now.
being in LA full time, do you find it easier for you in the winemaking process, being that you're so close to Napa, Santa Barbara, like all of those, Palo, all those areas that's out that way. Do you
Yeah.
find it easy in the winemaking process?
Yeah. Paso Robles is out here
Paso
as well.
Robles, yeah.
Yeah. I do, man. And that's like, first of all, people hear that you moved to LA, they feel like I just gave up on Miami, right? I love Miami. Miami is in my heart. But in this phase of my life, LA is the next phase for me in everything that I'm trying to accomplish and do, and also my wife. And so being able to be up here and having access to all of these locations, like you said, going up to Santa Barbara, going wine tasting, going up to Paso, going wine tasting, and getting introduced to wines that I've never tasted before from different that have different soil, that have different temperatures, that from all these different places and regions. So it definitely has enlightened me and opened my eyes to wine that I've never knew existed.
Right.
Yeah.
Switching gears a bit, right? Let's talk about. We got to talk about the cube, right?
Let's do it, bro.
Let's talk.
Did you ever think I would host a game show, Mel?
Hell no, never, ever, 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 ever. But I always knew, and I know that you don't mind trying different shit. Like you would try, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's not cool to everybody else. Not saying that the cube is not cool, but just in general, I know you. Mm-hmm. And you would just try shit, and if it worked, it worked. Sometimes you make shit look cool. We be like, yo, what is D doing, man? Shit look cool. He the only one that can pull that shit off. So when we talk about the cube, like let's give the listeners an idea of what the cube is, how it was started, and why you actually decided to host a show like that, a game show at that.
Mel, let me start off by saying I was nervous as hell. Like I was scared, bro. Like to do something like this. I mean, you're talking about somebody who's done a lot of great things in the world, right? It was one who's been on the biggest stages in our respective sport and been able to come through. This was a different arena for me. I had a lot of things to overcome to even think about hosting the show, Mel. I posted some things recently about, I had to do, not only did I have to do a hosting coach to learn how to host, I had to, I have a speech coach to learn how to be able, I come from Chicago. They got that Mississippi. We got that country. We don't finish our words. I'm on TV in front of America. Like I have to be able to feel comfortable speaking and captivating the audience, and it's about more than just your face or your talent. It becomes about your voice. So I had to go through all that first. But man, just to talk about the Cube, this show has been successful so far for 12 seasons, and hopefully it continues in the UK. And so we adapted this with my production company and also with Warner Media. I'm executive producer on the show. We adapted this here coming out of the pandemic. We wanted to be able to bring some kind of joy into the living rooms of families. And so we felt the Cube was a great kind of family thing, man, where everybody, no matter what age, size, color, anything, you can play this game, you can enjoy it. And so we set out to do that. And they said, well, how about you be the host? And I looked at them on the screen like they was crazy because I didn't think I would host it. But because I was scared to do it, Mel, that's the reason I end up doing it, is because I can't be afraid as I'm raising, trying to raise kids. I'm trying to, be a leader and a role model. I tell people to go for their goals and go for their dreams. And even when it's hard and even when it's scary, still fight through it. I had to do it myself, and I did. So it was a great opportunity for me to showcase myself in a different light. It was a great opportunity for me to be able to be a part of helping families that are in need, to be able to come on the show, to be able to help either themselves, to help their community, or things or people they love, to be able to win $250,000. And also too, to be able to tell their stories, because from that show, people's stories have been heard and people have reached out to them and helped them, have uplifted their communities, have uplifted the things that they came on the show to talk about. So it's bigger than just, a TV show. This is something that, I'm proud of overall as a person that I've had the opportunity to do.
I'm gonna tell you what I like about the show. I love the competitiveness, right? Mm-hmm. I love how first of all, they leave me on the cliffhanger every time somebody about to do this. There's a commercial break every single time.
Right.
But I love the life stories, right? And how you make it related to just life and what happens in sports and basketball, and when you're trying to win a game and you're in that pressurized situation.
Yeah.
How does your prep for the game show, like hosting the Cube, compares with prepping for a basketball game? Like what's is it a difference?
No.
Is it the same mindset?
It's the same mindset, bro. Michael Strahan told me that. When I retired,
And he's the best, and he's the best to do it. He's the best to do it.
One of the best to do it. And I've always talked to Mike Strahan about just what he was doing every time I got an opportunity to be in his orbit. And when I retired, I actually did the show after my game in Brooklyn when you guys were very tipsy on the sideline. And then as the night went on, anyway. I
take a sip.
Can I talk about? Did you see that they put my head on a meme of that? All right, we're just gonna leave it there. You didn't see that go viral. Anyway, so I got a chance to talk to Mike Strahan after the show, and I asked him about TV, and I wanted to know how was the transition for him from sports to TV. And he gave me, the confidence to go out and try. He told me that I would be amazing at it because I know how to prepare, right? As an athlete, we have to prepare, especially being in big moments. You need to know everything about your opponents. And so I take that to the show where I know everything about the contestants that come on the show. And so I know what I'm trying to pull out of them. I know the stories that will resonate to the people that's listening, because I understand, by not always being in this position, understand what it's like for you to see someone that's in the same position as you and to root for them. And so I try to bring those moments out for the people that's watching. So it's, to me, man, it's so cool to do this, Mel. Like, this is not something that I ever dreamed of myself and thought I would do, but it's one of the things I'm probably most proud of that I've done so far.
Absolutely. And I'll take my hat off to you for that, because that's not easy to do. You understand? Like, we used to playing a team sport. We used to getting on the court. Everybody got to play their role, and the coaches got to do what they do. We got to do what we do. But it's you by yourself, and you know what I'm saying. Now you're in a one-on-one sport. That's hard to do, man.
You know what? I am, but I'm not. You know what I mean? I think, I have someone in my ear. I have one of my coaches. I have one of my producers in my ear. I have my stage manager on the side. I have my people. You know what I mean, Mel? Like, even though everyone see me, it's so many people. When my voice is going hoarse, when I'm a little frustrated because I'm not getting this read to camera right, I got people bringing me halls, bringing me tea, rubbing my back, telling me it's gonna be okay. I got people giving me, it's a whole team effort. And
right.
I'm telling you, even moments when I'm up there and I don't know what to do, I got someone in my ear, I got my producer in my ear giving me, hey, think about this, or say this, or go back to this game. And all those things help me, even though everybody just see me. It's a whole team still around me that allows me to even be a C+, a C- host, probably what I am this year.
So that leads me to something else with what you said, because you said you have people in your ear. You got your stage manager over here. You got this person. You got that person.
Yeah.
Do you feel embarrassed, like, when you mess up? Like at first, I'm sure you got through it, because we're so used to perfection. Like, we know our craft, like the back of our hand. We studied it every single day. So when you mess up, okay, I can. If I miss this shot like this, I'm gonna come back and fix it. How scary is that, honestly? Like, to mess up and gotta bounce right back. Like, what is that feeling? Like, that embarrassment. Like, damn, I just messed up, man. I don't want people to be like, yo, D Wade is a fucked up host. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does that? What is that feeling like?
You know what? It's no different, man. We want perfection. We want to be great. But when we mess up, what you do when you miss 5-6 shots in a row? What you gonna do after that?
Shoot.
You're gonna shoot that next shot. So when I mess up, I just go to the next take and the next take and the next take. You take the same mindset and you take it to, it's just a different arena, Mel. You know what I'm saying? You apply the same things, like basketball, and the lessons that you and I have learned, and that Cayenne is learning, that Zaire is learning through this sport. It's all the life lessons you need to go through life. Like, this is all you need to go through life and understand that you're going to make mistakes, you're going to miss, you're going to blah, blah, blah. But if you do X, Y, and Z, you're going to see the benefits from that. And that's life. And since I'm the first one out of the Banana Boat crew and everybody to retire, I'm able to take what we all have learned our entire life and be able to apply it to regular life and understand that, oh, okay, it's no different. You feel me?
This episode of What's in Your Glass is once again brought to you by our friends at Freshly. Dinner time can be chaotic, but with Freshly, it's easy. Their chefs take care of your meals a few nights a week and take the pressure off of you. Freshly offers chef-made, nutrient-packed, delicious meals delivered fresh to your door. No cooking required. Grocery shopping and cooking can be a pain, especially right now. And with Freshly, you don't have to. Your meals arrive cooked and fresh every week, so you can keep your fridge stocked and skip to the trip to the store. Ordering is easy. Visit freshly.com and choose from over 30 delicious, satisfying, better-for-you meals like steak peppercorn, sausage baked penne, or their chicken pesto bowl. Freshly can fit your lifestyle with a variety of plans and meals to pick from that work for your dietary needs, preferences, taste, and family size. And now, my listeners can try Freshly for just $6.16 per meal. Stop searching the internet for healthy food near me every night and start living freshly. Your meals are always delivered fresh, never frozen, and are ready to heat and enjoy in just 3 minutes. With new meals added each week, Freshly brings the convenience of chef-made, nutritionist-designed classics right to your kitchen. Right now, Freshly is offering our listeners $40 off your first 2 orders when you go to freshly.com/glass. Stop stressing about dinner. Go to freshly.com/glass for $40 off your first 2 orders. That's freshly.com/glass for $40 off your first 2 orders. I want to get to another project you have going on that I know is very, like, it's incredibly important to you. Your book, right? And it's actually called Dwyane, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's I want to make sure I get it right. It's set to release this November. That's the right date? November?
Yeah, we release in November, yeah.
Okay.
My book tour will be coming in November.
Oh, the book tour is coming in the winter. All right. Okay. How long was that process? Because I finished my book, as you may know.
Mm-hmm.
How long was your process in from start to finish, and what can all the fans expect from it?
Well, I first like to say that the process is started when I entered the NBA, or when I entered college, or when I entered high school. Like, the process of these stories that I'm telling, it's about my journey. So this started when I picked up a basketball, and I decided to go down this road to one day become one of the best to play the game. So it started then, and what I started doing around 2010, and because Bob, and you saw him with me very early, when he would video
Absolutely.
me, and he would take photos of us in China and every place we went. I just started getting moments, and I didn't know why. And so now I'm able to take a lot of those moments and photos, those behind the scenes moments that a lot of people haven't seen, and I'm able to put it into this coffee table book, and I'm able to give stories about those photos. And what I want my book tour to do is I want my book tour to even bring those photos to life even more, and those stories to life even more. And so my book tour is not going to be just to sit behind a table and sign and go. It's going to be me narrating my own story, talking about these moments. And hopefully I get an opportunity to sit down with, like, Udonis and Chris Bosh and Bob, who shot these photos, and talk about these moments that's in these photos as well. You're going to be in season, so I can't get you, but you know what I mean. So for me, it's personal. I named it Dwyane because no one calls me Dwyane. Like, I've always been known as either Dwyane Wade, or I've been known as D Wade, or I've been known as Flash. Dwyane is who I'm rebranding. I want everybody to get to know the new me. And as I'm going into my 40th birthday soon, I want everybody to know me and call me
40.
Dwyane. I'm going to. Don't do that.
My earbud was falling out. It was far.
Don't do that, bro.
No, I was trying to fix my earbud, man.
Yeah, dog. I'm about to be 40 next year, January, dog. So this is the rebrand of me. All the imperfections of me. Everything is coming, but Dwyane. That's what my book will be about.
So why did you think the time is now for that story? I mean, you spent 16 years in NBA. Your grind and journey from Marquette, from Chicago. Why you think the time is now to tell those stories, or for people to visualize, to see it visually as opposed to reading it? Because when you see it visually, you make your own narrative of that story and what that story is. Because a picture tells 1,000 words at the end of the day. So why do you feel like right now is the time for you to tell that?
Well, my career ended exactly when I actually planned it to. When I was a kid, At 17 years old, I said I wanted to. In 20 years, I saw myself retiring from the NBA, and I retired at 37. I retired 20 years later. And so for me, I want to. As great as those moments were, and as much as I'm going to be known about a lot of them for the rest of my life, that's not all that I am. And so I kind of want to put that past, that career, that life to the side. And this is
Right.
my way of putting it to the side. It's my way of putting it together, talking about these stories and putting it here. And once I turn 40, now let me talk about the next 40 years of my life and what that's going to be about. And that's Dwyane. That's the business person. That's not the athlete. So that's why I felt like this was the perfect time.
Is there one photo or story that you can speak on that stands out? Because it's so I'm sure I know the story, right?
Oof.
But I'm sure there's one story or photo that just stand out and just be like, okay, that's the one. That's the one I'm gonna have to talk about all the time.
Man, you got me. I don't. It's like 250 photos, man.
But there's one photo I know when you see it, when Bob laid it out for you, you saw it and you was like, yo, Bob, this is the one. I seen a couple of them.
I know. I'm just trying to. I'm now. You got. Like, I'm trying to. My Rolodex is trying to. I'm trying to think. Wow, that's a great question. I've never been stuck like this before, Melo. You are great at what you do, bro. um, I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. I can't. I can't think of just. I mean, they all are so important that I
Right.
had so many photos, and it was painfully to cut it down to 250 because I'm trying to tell my entire story, my basketball story, in 250 photos.
Right, right.
And
True.
so I think that's a great. You know what? That's a great question to ask me next time we do this interview together, and I've done my book tour.
Well, listen, when you on a book tour, they should ask you that question, and then you'll be prepared for that. You'll be prepared for that.
Yeah, you're right. I got to now. I got to go through all my photos. You're gonna have me in the bed tonight, like this, going through my photos. Telling my baby, we can't watch Virgin River tonight. We gotta.
Let's since we talking about your journey, right, and this new Dwyane and getting people to understand who Dwyane is. The next chapter in your life, the Utah Jazz is a part of that next chapter. How did that happen? Because I don't see you as as anything to do with Utah Jazz. I'm gonna be honest with you, but we talk about that, right? We talk about what's next. We talk about businesses. We talk about ownership and what we're gonna
Yeah.
bring to the game after we're done. How did that come about? First of all, the Utah Jazz opportunity, and did you have to think about it, or it was like, oh hell yeah, I'm ready to go.
Well, first of all, before I got drafted, nobody seen me as a Miami Heat neither, right? It's
Facts.
and so in the next 40 years of my life, that's all you will remember me as is my business life. You forget about you will share my basketball life at some point. So you will at some point, Mel. You will. But for me, man, it's crazy how things have happened in my life. A lot of it and a lot of my success has happened because of relationships and taking chances and doing things a little different or trying things, right? As we talked about.
Absolutely.
So I was able to meet Ryan Smith. You came down. Melo blessed me at the D-Wade Invitational. You remember you came down to San Clemente while I hosted
Absolutely.
camp for the NBA guys, the younger guys, and you and CP came down and blessed my camp, and we had
Which
an
was
amazing time.
which was phenomenal, by the way. Which was that
Yeah,
whole experience was phenomenal, by the way.
it was. And so, and also we trained together on and off the court, but the other important aspect of that camp was the business side of it. And so I was trying to bring in people from the business world to be able to talk to our young athletes in the ways that we've never been talked to about investing and about finances, etc. So Ryan Smith was one of the people who came up and was to come up to see the camp, and I got an opportunity to talk to him just as a friend of a friend. The Stans family and Ryan have something very in common. My guy Clark, shout out to Clark, who connected us. But we got a chance just to have a regular conversation. I found out about Qualtrics, his brand. I found out about his wife, his 5 kids. He found out about my family, the things that I was interested in. And that conversation just talked about, man, that'd be cool one day when I get done with basketball. I want to know about the tech space. I would love to reach out to you and just to stay connected with someone. And from that connection, he called me and said, "Hey," his Clark called me and said, "Hey, you remember Ryan? Well, he just bought the Utah Jazz, and he wants to sit down and talk to you about being a part of it." And I was like, "What? The Utah Jazz sold? They have one ownership in their entire existence."
Hey, listen, I said the same thing.
Right?
I
Yeah.
said the same thing.
So
I said
it
you
was
must know.
shocking.
I said D Wade must know some shit that would nobody else know because Utah Jazz ain't selling to nobody.
Right. So I was like, what? I didn't even believe it because the Miller family have owned the team in their entire existence. And no, and a lot of people don't know this, have one of the top 2 or 3 winningest records in the NBA history, right? Of
Absolutely.
just consistent success. But also, it's Utah. And I've never been outside of the hotel, to the bus, to the arena, to the hotel. And that's what I told Ryan, because I associate Utah with what everybody in my community associates Utah with. It's just being white. And at some moments, it's been seen as being racist, right? By the
Right.
things that the
Absolutely.
fans have said. And so I was very honest and open with Ryan about my experience, and I'm sure other guys' experiences. And Ryan's whole thing is yes, 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 but we're going to change that. And the only way we can change that is individuals like you. I need you just as I need you, to be able to change this as well. And these are my plans, this is my goals. And so I got a chance to sit down and talk to him as a businessman. I got a chance to meet his family and understand what he's about. And it was an unbelievable opportunity for the both of us to be able to. He's 42 years old. I'm turning 40. My other owner, Ryan Sweeney, is 41 years old, and our other owner is 41 years old, Mike Brooks. We're all young guys. We had opportunity to grow in business together, but we also got opportunity to change the culture. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to change the perception and the culture. And so I'm honored, man. I'm honored to be able to have a partnership with these individuals and, not be in a situation where I don't feel that, I put the less amount of money in, but they make me feel like I sit at the table with all of them whenever decisions need to be made.
Absolutely. And I mean, I can tell you what, just from watching it, right? Like, even though, Utah, they've been winning, they have their own type of specific culture out there. But seeing you and with the new ownership group and seeing you courtside and seeing you at the games, it gives it something different. It gives it a different energy. It gives it a different vibe. And you can see that. So when you talk about changing the culture, that culture is already starting to shift. Granted, the team is doing well too, right?
Yeah.
You guys have a very good team, but you can
Hmm.
also see just that energy and that culture.
Yeah.
And as time go by, they will embrace it. I know for sure Utah would embrace it. How has it been going from player to owner like that? Because that's a sick transition right there.
Yeah.
Because
It's a quick
you have your
transition too.
mindset. You have your mindset on being a basketball player out the game a couple years, and then you right on the other side of the business. And we've sat on the other side of the business. Yeah,
It is ugly, and it can get
It
ugly.
was ugly, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So when I decided to become partners in this with Ryan, I told him one thing: I'm going to be me. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna be me. And I'm able to be that, bro. And I'm able to talk to Donovan. I'm able to talk to guys from an honest player standpoint, and also too from a person who's not on the other side. They're starting to understand the business this way. But a lot of how it is, Mel. A lot of players don't even interact with ownership. A lot of ownership don't interact with players.
Right.
You don't get an opportunity to look behind the books, and people don't talk to you like you are a business. People don't talk to you like you're a brand. They don't talk to you like you're a man. You come in sometime in this league is built on hierarchy. And so
Right.
sometimes it's like, hey, they're our kids. Well, it comes a time when your kids grow up, and you need to respect them as that. If we're partners in this, which we all are, then let's all understand everything about this business and this brand that we all have a part of. And so I don't play on the court no more, but I'm excited when I see Steph Curry get 215. I'm excited when I see this person get this and that, because I know the game is growing. And you know what, Mel? I'm a part of this game. I'm a part of this brand. I'm an investor in it. So I wanted
Right.
to see it grow. And so my mindset now, because I get to be on that, I've now been on both sides, is not, oh, I understand one side over the other. It's how do you merge both sides and bring them together and make it a partnership, and don't make it a hierarchy.
Well, and I think the NBA is doing a much better job at making it more of a partnership. I think the owners are doing a
Amazing.
better job of just keeping that open line of communication, that dialogue with their players. Like you said, for the longest, it never was that. We never spoke to our owners, and a lot of times we didn't speak to the GMs and the presidents. So
Right.
now what you're seeing now is more of a partnership of a give and take. Okay, how can I help you? This is how you can help me. We got to keep this dialogue going. I think when you shut that off, it separates everything. The
Right.
players have feelings, ownership has feelings, front office have feelings. It's just too much that's
Right.
going on, and
And we all supposed to have one common goal. How can we
absolutely
have one common goal when there's so much separation?
right,
It's so much hierarchy in the organization. And me and Ryan has come in and the other Ryan and Mike is like, we got to shed this. This is not how our ownership is going to look. It will not look that way. And so they come from the tech world, and that's how it is. Ain't no hierarchy in the tech world. And
not at
so
all.
we able to bring that same mindset to a organization in a state that has never been exposed to what we can expose them to.
Right. Let's talk about, let's keep it on basketball a little bit. Let's talk about the Olympics, right? And just that experience. And I'm sure you've watched the games, or you watched a couple games, and you see
Yeah.
what's going on, and just the narrative that's surrounding our Olympic team. What do you think about that team? But also, what do you think about the overall situation of the Olympics? No fans, that fan experience, as you know,
Oof,
that's what gives it. Like, it
man.
hurt me when I watched the opening ceremony and there
Yeah,
was
bro.
no fans in it.
Yeah, man.
Like, what is your take on that?
Well, man, first of all, I got to give all those athletes over there credit, man, for going and showing up and giving everything they have to live their dreams out, bro. Like, it's no one there rooting them on. It's no one there pushing them, giving them the extra. Like, they got to really find it in the inner. And that's not easy. And so I give them a credit for that, first of all. But when it comes to the Olympic team, man, you know how it is, just like anything else. It's all about continuity. And it's hard to have continuity when you're not playing together all the time.
Right.
So nothing of the struggles of them offensively or defensively, that's not a surprise because they know, just like we know, you got to get reps. You got to get reps. You got three guys that just left the finals and jumped on the
Right.
plane, and Drew Holiday played like 30 minutes. Like, ain't no, you know what I'm saying? So, like, the struggle is going to be there, everybody. Stop panicking. Let these
Right.
guys go out there and figure it out. They're the best at what they do. And if they don't figure it out, we got to reboot and think about a different way to build our stuff. Like, the world is good. I know we invented this game over here. You know what I mean? Like, Canada. But I know we invented this game, you know what I mean, over here. But, bro, half the league is over there.
Right.
I don't know who's the NBA team. Like, I look at them, I look at us, I'm like, this all pros on the court. Like,
Right.
we're in a different place now. So don't think we just got to we supposed to be that dominant. Yeah, we want to show our dominance because we want to always be the best. But understand that those guys have been playing against us since they were 16 years old. And we bringing guys off the finals that ain't practice, that ain't played with that basketball, that is smaller, that is slicker. Everything is different over there. The rules are different. So, like, please, everybody, let these guys go through their journey and their process and just shut up and support. Like, just support them.
I just want to know when did they celebrate? First
Bro.
of all, I'm not coming off no championship and just go right. I'll meet you guys in the medal rounds.
Bro, I mean, that's crazy.
That's crazy. It's
and Drew,
crazy.
like, they played that night. Like, I mean, or what? Like, bro, or what the? Are you kidding me? And so,
And people
like,
don't understand. People don't understand. Not to cut you off. People don't understand. First of all, that flight, right? It wasn't no direct flights from Milwaukee. I can tell you that. That flight to that flight to Japan to get off. It take you a day or two, maybe 3, to get your legs underneath for you.
yeah,
And for Drew and those guys and Chris to get off the plane and jump right into the mix in the heat of the Olympics with the USA team, like, I commend them. Like, I take my hat off to them. They're a better person than me, because I'd have met them in the gold medal game. Like, I'd have just, I'll meet y'all over there, the gold medal game. But it amazes me because for them to be able to do that, for one, that's a testament to those guys, right?
Facts. To their commitment and their
to their
dedication.
commitment and their dedication to just the
Mm-hmm.
game, but also to our country. I think that don't get enough credit. You know what I'm saying? So we
Mm-hmm.
talk about basketball and what we're going through, and we will win it. We're gonna win the gold medal. They gonna figure it out. But what about other sports where the mental health aspect of that comes into
Yeah.
play? You know, with these other sports, they need the fans. They need that camaraderie. They need the rah-rah and the cheers and the boos in order to go out there and participate. When you don't have that, your focus level have to be lasered.
Yeah.
And you see that with a lot of athletes. And I know you can speak on, from the mental health aspect of that in athletes. So talk a little bit about what those athletes are going through that doesn't have that are non-basketball players.
Yeah, bro. I was talking about this the other day with someone who didn't know my history. But 2008, I was going through a divorce, custody battle. I was getting sued. Uh, I was going through a lot off the court. But those 2.5 to 3 hours that I had to be on that court, the world of fans, the people, seeing a kid walk in on my jersey, just all these moments, that gave me my outlet. And so if you take all that away and everything I'm dealing with, and I bring that to the game, I'm useless. That got me through. The fans, the energy, the moment, it got me through. And so now you're having these athletes deal with real life situations in their personal lives, bringing it to Tokyo, where it's not their environment. Not you saw the beds they sleeping in. Like it's just
Absolutely.
the
Which is crazy.
environment
Which
is
is
crazy.
crazy. Which is crazy, by the way.
Right. And then you have people dealing with real life pain, hurt, and they supposed to go out there and perform, and they don't have no one. They don't have that little kid to see and say, "I'm gonna do this for that little kid tonight." I know it's TV. I know it's millions of people out there, but bro, you in that arena and it's empty. So now you're thinking even more. Your brain is thinking even more about your personal things that you're dealing with, and you can't block it out. And so I commend them for taking stands and stepping up and saying, "You know what? No, I know that I am great. I know I am one of the best to do this, but I'm also human. And today I cannot do it. And that's okay." And so I commend Simone Biles. I commend all these athletes for standing up for them and their personal health, their mental health, and everything they believe in. To say this is what I'm going to do because this individually, I'm the one who will get hurt from this, and I'm the
Right.
one who is hurting from this.
Absolutely, and I agree with you 1,000% because I mean, we speaking on Simone. You mentioned Simone, like what she have to go through. I don't think there's enough support around her. It's so much pressure on her as an athlete, and we know what the pressure is as an athlete. But when somebody say my mental was messed up, like I can't go balance without my mental. There's no balance without being being locked in mentally. So you want me to go out there and do something, and I'm not right. I'm not thinking right. I'm off balance, and just mentally I'm off balance. What made you think I'm gonna be on balance when I
Yeah.
get in that arena? So I don't think she gets or those athletes get enough credit when it comes to knowing,
Yeah.
first of all, knowing themselves, right? Because before we would have just went through it, man. Fuck that. We going like we ain't whatever happens. Like you said, '08, you was going through what you was going through, and those 2 hours took you away from that. But
Yeah.
that motivated you. Now they don't have no motivation. There's no fans. There's no interaction. No kid is out there being inspired by them. When we played in the Olympics, it was people there, fans. It was kids that was inspired. We inspired a lot of people.
Yeah.
And to watch it from a TV now as opposed to being in there, that's a different perspective to have.
Well, what I love most is everyone is becoming, and Brandon Marshall, who's been an
Oh,
advocate
big time.
of this for
Big
so
time.
many years, is a good friend of mine, and he spoke about his challenges in mental health, um, and I love the fact that people are being more open about it, and I say that because I played a sport where it's moments where I'm very hard on people as a leader, as someone who wants to win. And that's what we grew up knowing, right? As a leader, you got to get the best out of your guys by any means necessary. And then I had an incident in Cleveland when Kevin Love, I didn't know that he dealt with or that he dealt with or suffered from any mental health issues. And I was on him, because like I'm an old dude trying to. This is my last hurrah to win a championship, and I didn't know what he was dealing with mentally. And so, we had a very, ugly incident, as a team that happened that came out in the papers and all those things about it. And then once I left Cleveland, Kevin, became more outspoken and became really a voice for, mental health. And I didn't have any idea. And so I feel that we need to all share more. Like as we go into these teams and we're trying to become teammates, we're trying to become brothers and family. We need to know what everyone is dealing with. And everyone needs to feel more open and secure about sharing those things, because if you do, you're able to communicate better. We're able to handle situations better about an individual if we know things instead of hiding them. But in our communities, in our sport, we're so macho, we're so manly, we don't tell people about our issues because we're supposed to be superheroes. But if we learn more about each other's issues, we can actually help each other and be better with each other. And so I never got, I don't, Kevin Love may not like me as a person because of that moment. But if I ever got an opportunity to like see him again, I just want to apologize to him because I didn't know what he was dealing with. And I was just trying to say, we need you. But I didn't know that he was dealing with something that was so serious that I could not fathom or even know what he had to deal with. And so I'm so glad. I say all that to say I'm so glad that all of our young athletes are taking this stand and they're speaking out on any issues that they're having, because we all deal with our moments of darkness and we all deal with our moments of having some form of health issues in some capacity.
I got to cheers to that. Because that was special, and not a lot of people would acknowledge that and own up to that, and what you did is honorable, because when people saw that, I remember that it was a game that we was playing in Cleveland. Kevin Love just left off the court and he just went straight home, and nobody knew what was going on, right? So when you get that information back, it's like, oh shit, like I get it. There's nothing. Sports don't mean nothing. Basketball don't mean shit. When your mental ain't right, you can't do nothing in life. And again, when you don't have balance and your energy is off and your focus is off,
Well, your anxiety.
You can't get nothing accomplished. There's nothing to accomplish. So I want to commend guys like Kevin Love, DeMar DeRozan, who for forever always kept that and inside of him, and starting to now to publicly speak about the mental health aspect and depression. So I just think more people need to start talking about it and actually discussing that. So I'm glad you brought that up. But before we wrap, before the episode closes, I usually do. I'm gonna bring it all back to what's in your glass. We have a few quick fire questions for you to close out. I probably already know them. I need the people to know. What's in your glass on certain occasions, on some occasions, right? So we're gonna do some rapid fire. It doesn't have to be a label specifically, but what's your go-to when my AirPod just fell out. See, I told you them shits don't stay in my ear, man. What's your go-to when who the hell wrote this question? You just got off the banana boat and you're hitting the beach on a family vacation. First, I wasn't on the banana boat, y'all, so let me just get that. I wasn't on that boat. Gab took my spot.
You got to embrace the name now, man. That's our name, bro. You got to embrace it.
All right, you're right. I got to stop fighting.
It just is what it is.
The banana boat left me. I'll say that. but what's your go-to when, say you just got off the banana boat in the Bahamas and we're on vacation?
Like my go-to wine? What's in my glass?
What's your go-to wine?
Am I drinking it by myself? Am I drinking it with the banana boat? I need more. What's up? Who am I drinking this wine with?
Nobody never challenged me with that. You drinking it with us. You with the crew.
So I'm with the crew, and that means that we having a vibe. I feel like I'm gonna go Penfold.
Oh.
I feel like I'm gonna go to Penfold because I feel like we can all appreciate it. Right? We can all introduce each other into these years of Penfolds. That's like, yo, this is my favorite year, 2011, 2013, whatever your year is.
Okay, I like where you're going.
I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there with us.
Okay, Penfolds. Okay, you and the family, say the Wades are out at a nice restaurant at dinner.
Okay.
What's your go-to?
Me and my wife.
You and your wife, the Wades. It could be your family, the mom, the dad, everybody, whoever.
Okay. So I'm
You
gonna
had a
show out a
beautiful,
little bit.
you had a beautiful,
I'm gonna show out a
you had a
little bit.
beautiful restaurant.
Yeah. So
Huh?
I'm gonna show out, and I'm
You
gonna
gonna show
go
out?
with depending on what they have on the menu. I'm gonna go in the lane of Screaming Eagle because I want to show out. I'm gonna go in a total different way. I may go to Latosh because I want to show out.
Oh.
If I'm at Wally's, I
Oh.
can show out. I can do this at
Okay.
Wally's.
Yeah, you can.
So like it just depends. I want to show out, so I'm gonna go show out. I'm gonna get those brands. It's like, yeah, I'm showing out.
Well, you let me know when you about to show out, cause I'll be right there when you start pulling out Latasha's and shit. So you let me know.
Hey,
you
come to the crib. When you come to LA, come to the crib. I got something for you.
Listen, you know we got to do it behind the scenes. What's in your glass when I get out there? So we keep that. What about you celebrate? Okay, you celebrating a big win, or you celebrating becoming the owner of the Utah Jazz? Like, I know that was an incredible feeling. What was in your glass that night?
What I would do the night that I just signed with the Utah Jazz, I come home and I want to go into my cellar and grab something that I'm connected to, that I have a connection and a story to, and the story has to be something that led me to the moment that I'm in. And so the wine that I ended up grabbing was a moment where I had the conversation about being an owner with my people.
So that makes it that makes it special anyway.
Yeah.
Because of when you had it, why you had it, and the story behind it, and the story behind what you were drinking. So
it had to be something like that.
What was you drinking? What did you drink after? I'm gonna say, let me pick the championship. After 06. I ain't gonna pick the later ones. I'll pick 06.
I wasn't drinking at 06.
You drank something in 06. You ain't just have no
I just drinking the
Aquafina
champagne
water
in the
and all
locker
that.
room. I ain't drink back then.
That's even better. Okay, so what champagne was it? Moet?
It probably was like whatever the NBA sponsor was. I don't remember, but I know I was drunk. I know if you look at the interviews back then, I'm sitting there, and matter of fact, since we jumped there, the NBA came and took my jersey. As soon as I got done taking the photo, they said it's going into the Hall of Fame. I was like, cool. They have my jersey, I don't. So if you see an interview with me, I'm sitting there holding my MVP trophy. I got on that McDavid, under stuff, and I'm drunk as hell talking about this about to be the biggest parade ever. I'm super drunk. So whatever cheap champagne that was in the locker room.
We got What about? I'm gonna give you one more. Let me see. What about? Okay.
I'm almost through this bottle.
The guys are getting together. The crew is getting together.
Fellas,
right?
Okay.
The fellas is getting together. We are in Wally's back room.
Talk to
right?
me. Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those nights. It's one of those Paris nights we had.
But who?
Everybody have to go to the cellar and grab something. What are you grabbing?
Oh, one of those Paris nights?
It's one of those Paris nights.
Hold on.
You got to put that down?
No, hold on. I got it. Hold on, y'all. I got it. Where is it? I got this shit in my phone. Oh, man, I got it. I know I got it. I can't find it.
I'm sure you got it. You know what the Paris night was like.
What is it? Okay, I'm trying to explain it. Melo, you know this wine. It is a white Burgundy. Okay, so I'm gonna go white Burgundy. All right, so take me there. You know white Burgundy is, when you find a white Burgundy, it's special.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go white Burgundy, and the name of it is like it's either Lale, but it's like Champagne. It's like CHAMP. Oh man, Mel.
It's not a Montrachet.
No.
Okay.
It sound like it's spelled like champion, but it's not. It's not champion. I got this shit in my phone somewhere, dog, because I've only had it
Chamberlain.
one. Nah, not Berlin. Um,
Okay.
dog, this is gonna make me mad, dog, because I've been. Anyway,
So
I
you
got
going white burgundy? So you going
so
white
so
burgundy? You
anyway,
going
I'm
top of the
going
top
white
white burgundy?
burgundy. I had this
Okay.
wine, this white burgundy wine that once I drank it, I was like, oh my god, and that's all I said. That's how amazing it was. I just said, oh my god, because once you're able to appreciate, obviously, different grapes and different varieties, and you drink wine, you get some amazing white burgundy, and it changes your life. And I said, oh my
I
god,
must listen. I never was a white
bro,
wine
I
drinker.
got you. Then I got you,
Listen, no, this was before. White burgundy. If it, I got to drink white burgundy.
bro.
That's it.
Let,
The
you
best
okay?
of
You
the
drink
best.
white burgundy, red? Yes,
Abs,
okay.
oh, 1,000%.
So Mel, so my gift to you when we get off of here, I'm gonna send you a bottle of this wine I'm talking about, or my gift for bringing me on your podcast. It's a white
Okay.
burgundy, okay? And I'm gonna send this to you as my thank you gift, and then you able to talk about it whenever you want to. I just got to go on my phone
Absolutely.
and find it, because listen,
Absolutely.
black community, some of these names, these names is crazy.
Yeah.
Melo know all
Yeah.
these chateaus and all this stuff. Like, you know what I mean? But also, too, Mel, if there's a celebration, you never can go wrong with a little Petrus. You can never go wrong with a little fella's
I
night of
mean,
Petrus,
that's
too.
that's the top of the mountain right there.
Yeah, you
You
can't go
know,
wrong with a little Petrus, man. I'm going over to have a little lunch this summer with them and taste a little wines, FYI. So
hey,
I'll let you know
listen.
about
Good
it.
luck. Good luck with that.
I know you
Tell
been.
them, tell them their extended family member says hello, and I'll be putting my bid in for the next allocation. But but D, man. I just want to say thank you so much, man, for joining me for a glass of what's in your glass, man.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on your new book, Dwyane. Congratulations on the Cube. Congratulations on Wade Sellers. And also, last but not least, congratulations on being one of the newest owners of the Utah Jazz.
Thank you, brother.
I appreciate you, my brother. It's always love. I want to say thank you to the audience for tuning in this week. Please follow, rate, review What's in Your Glass on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcast at. You can also check the video releases each week on YouTube. D, my brother,
My brother.
always love. By the
Hey.
way, I'm going to go finish this.
You know what's in my
the
glass,
Chenin Blanc.
everybody? 3 by Wade Chenin Blanc 2020, man. Mel, appreciate you having me on the show, man. Cheers to you.
Indeed.
And love you, brother.
Love you, baby. I'll talk to you soon, champ.
All right, bro.
All right, peace.
Respect.